Today on Suncoast View, the Suncoast is highly ranked for many things, including training young athletes. We'll discuss.
Our waterfront is one of our most valuable resources here on the Suncoast. Moat Marine Lab is here to tell us how to protect it and celebrate World Ocean Day.
It's only been a few days, but already the kids are getting antsy. Art Center Manatee is here to help with the preview of their summer camps and their art projects for kids of all ages. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Megan Greenberg. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
And it's not just you that's with us.
Nope. Me and an eighth and a quarter. Me and a quarter.
Me and an eighth. You and a quarter of a new baby?
Yes.
You're pregnant.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. Baby on board.
3.5 months-ish, right? 14 weeks? You do the math. I don't know.
Our apologies for the baby having to listen to the show without getting to vote.
Yes. Perfect.
I
Even
looked
though
at
you
and thought, I wonder, but I was afraid to ask.
We're not allowed to ask a woman, even if she's in birth. Like, you don't ask her.
Never ask a woman if she's pregnant. And even though you
Pregnant,
told me you were pregnant, I still was like, don't look down at her belly. Don't look
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, only if you don't know her. If you know her, you can ask. But
Yes.
yeah, if you-
So it wasn't a big burrito, it is a pregnancy. Always good. Well, I know your older son, Arlo, is not quite old enough to get it, probably. Does he understand that there's a belly? Have you even gone there yet?
No, he's only 19 months. So,
Yeah.
he doesn't care.
Right.
What shape I am, yeah.
But they'll be so close. This is such a good
they'll
time.
be about 2 years and a month apart.
Oh, that's perfect.
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Hard for you,
Yes.
good for them.
Yes, exactly.
The new baby will make Arlo's life crazy for, probably through the teens, and then they'll be friends when they're adults.
I don't know. I've seen there's no template.
Yeah.
Some people
Right.
close,
All
sometimes
of
they're
my
not, sometimes they
grandchildren
fight,
are
yeah,
close,
so
and they're so close to each other.
Right.
I keep thinking how lucky those kids are to
that's
have
what I'm going
somebody
for.
so close.
Good luck, good boys.
And you know what? You're already in the chaos mode. You might as well continue it
Yeah,
on.
that's
That's the
what
way I look at
You
it.
gotta
You know?
get a babysitter anyway.
On that theory, we'll be having them forever, Linda. I don't know if that's a
Mine
good way
were
to look at it.
14 years apart, so I think you're making a better decision.
Yes, that's diapers and diapers.
But now they have children 2 months apart, so
Okay.
it's good.
It all works out. It does. Well, congratulations.
Okay.
Wish you a
Thank
very
you.
healthy
Thank you
pregnancy.
very much.
And speaking of healthy, that's how we're getting started in the kitchen today. We're happy to see Karen from Crop Juice back with us. Tell us what you're going to whip up for us.
Well, since we're kicking off summer, happy summer to everybody. We are focusing on nourishing, cooling, hydrating beverages today to get us through summer.
Great idea. Hydrating certainly one of the keys to surviving our Florida summers. And you're kicking us off with a very cool colored beverage. Tell us about one of your new offerings.
So, seasonal beverage, Juicy Fruit, we just launched it yesterday. And very cooling, hydrating, but also very delicious. So as you might guess, there are the summer melons in there. So organic watermelon, cantaloupe, also pineapple, orange, pear, green apple, and beet for the beautiful color.
Oh, the color is absolutely gorgeous. And Megan, it's a shot you can actually do with us.
Yes, it is.
All right, Karen, thank you. We love it when you're here and help us get healthy and hydrated.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oh, yes.
That actually would be really good in like a mocktail.
It is, well, and we
I'm not
knew
sure
as
that was
soon,
the purpose of it.
as soon as we saw, Karen has secrets. She does put occasionally some fun things in her beverages, and that's okay. But no, as soon as we saw the colors, we knew that it was going to be the sweeter ones, which is we all like, those of us who aren't
I
necessarily.
like the green ones, and the green ones give me this burst of energy where they can usually tell if I've had one because I'm running around the station let's do this. Let's do 2 more shows today.
We could use this on the cloudy week we've had. All right, Linda, you are helping people this week, I want you to know, by telling us about your moving, not struggles per se, but just the issues. She thinks it's a struggle, but it wasn't a struggle when you went through the actual point A to point B. So Bev wrote us an email. What was the name of the movers that Linda used? It sounds like they did an excellent job.
They did. It was C and F there in Northport, and they came and my furniture is like 8 feet tall, and it's made out of glass and mirrors. And I had 17 steps. So these guys showed up.
They posed for a picture.
And first of all, the fact that they didn't care that you took a picture is great. But literally,
it was 7 in the morning. I think I shocked them. See that furniture? They've got to get that down 17 steps.
Yeah.
And not one little tiny scratch.
You have a tough house to get out of.
Oh, I do. Well, that house I got out of. I have a smaller flat house to go right into. And I labeled the boxes: kitchen, bedroom, but I have no idea what's in them. So they're like 12 boxes for kitchen, and I only need a cup.
The things you take for granted when you're missing them.
Yes, I
Exactly.
thought, well, I'll know where that is.
And you
That won't
moved
be a
at the
problem.
beginning of the week, yet you've worked all week, so obviously there
Yeah.
hasn't been the time to dig through everything. But it'll
Yes.
get done. It'll get done.
You know what
I can't find my jewelry. I can't find my shoes. I can't find my earrings. I can't find
You
the
wear
cup.
this tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, we'll make you jewelry when we get our art
Yes.
lesson later on. I love that that people are still asking for recommendations for services. Like you can Google search anything, but you cannot replace someone's solid recommendation of
Absolutely.
saying yes, use this service because they were great to me.
I think that is the most valuable thing about social media. And as I've
Yes.
tried to wean myself off it a little bit personally, that is something that I won't stop using it for, is
Yes.
throwing out there. And Joey, you do this a lot, often for the show. Who do you
Yeah.
know? Who do you know?
Yes.
Right.
It's
well,
great.
It still comes down to the human factor. You could get any movers, but you get these good movers. These men were so respectful, so nice, so polite, so clean. And so it's the human thing.
Yep,
you're
It's
exactly
always
right.
the human thing.
And am I
in
the only
service.
one that when someone asks for a recommendation and I give one, I'm like, did you use them? Did you use them? Did you use them? I keep now I feel an ownership of your life.
Right. And did it go okay? Because
Yes.
hopefully you didn't accidentally give bad advice.
I get
Yes.
overly salesy. You think I represent the company. I get like really salesy on it. And I dial the number for them. I'm like, yeah, just call Jim.
Exactly. Well, Bev, thank you for asking, and we do love to hear from you. So ask us about stuff. We're very active around the area, and Linda pretty much knows everything. So
And
we
if
can-
you want a 12-foot artificial tree, I've got it. Wish I didn't. If you wanted it,
headed to the curb, I suspect. All right, it is time for our first hot topic. And despite a lack of professional sports teams on this side of the Sunshine State, Florida is a hotbed for athletic training. Florida ranks 17th in a new list from Credit Loan that examines which states produce the most professional athletes. Obviously, our mild weather and year-round outdoor practice time are key factors. IMG Academy in Bradenton and Sarasota High School were both recognized as top high schools for training young athletes. I'll be honest, part of me was shocked that we were only 17th. When you actually look at the list, places with horrid weather, primarily the Midwest, the Rust Belt, Pennsylvania, Ohio, even Indiana, all tops at training.
Toughens them up.
Well, my husband
does.
was a high school and college coach. When he was a college coach at Georgia Tech and North Carolina, they would come down here to Florida because he said these guys could play year-round, they could stay in shape year-round, and he thought we had great athletes. And that's long before he ever thought he'd move to Florida.
Oh yeah, and if you have a child that is an athlete that either comes down for IMG or Sarasota, whichever one, and a lot of times there's other family members. I've met so many families that came down for one sibling so they could study their sport, and then they fell in love with all the other things we have, like the arts and the restaurants and everything, and stayed. So that's any reason to get people here and make them get us on their map, I think is great.
Well, I think that's why
Yes.
the sports tourism, first of all, has been so successful and is so important to our area. And I know, Sarasota County especially has done a great job with that, so that we're getting other athletes here so that they can see we have facilities. It's just another way to attract
And
people.
rowers.
Yes.
Rowing, that just got on the map.
Yep. So
And we all get advantage of their training. So it gives us, our children, better training, too.
It's true.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. The youth sports here are certainly top line. Well, big controversy this week after the hit ABC show Roseanne was abruptly canceled, of course, after that controversial tweet from Roseanne Barr. So what happens to the rest of the now unemployed cast? Well, some have been speculating that ABC should start a new show with Laurie Metcalf and John Goodman, the co-stars, that would in no way be connected to the characters of Roseanne. Even big writers on Twitter proposing that they could help. They want to write a new series. How can this be made better for the cast and crew that abruptly lost jobs? It is the one thing about this that drives me crazy.
Well, I really liked the way they were going in that they were tackling problems that we see all the time. One was people in a checkout line being rude to somebody because of their race and things like that. And I thought, what a great thing. It makes you see how stupid you are sometimes. But now we've lost it just because of one dumb moment.
Or have we? I mean, can they take what was working and retool?
Well, somebody said these characters belong to Roseanne.
It'll be a little tricky because she was an executive producer, so the character may have
They've
to
done
change.
this like with
she died.
Newhart and other shows where they wanted to keep the chemistry and maybe they had to retool a few
spin-off.
things. So maybe they would keep those actors and all the chemistry they built up over the years. John Goodman and Laurie Metcalf are phenomenal actors,
Yeah.
and they work really well together. Maybe there's something they could do together. You know, House of Cards on Netflix is doing this without Kevin Spacey. Different story though, because they're
It's not called Kevin
continuing,
Spacey.
and they're continuing their
Yeah.
characters. They're just getting
Yeah.
rid of his
Right.
character.
Right.
Yeah. So could they do that with Roseanne? I don't know.
I think that plot belongs to her.
Yeah.
But there are
Like
a lot,
ownership, like
and
behind the
she was
scenes
like a
copyright.
real
Okay.
person we know.
Right.
But there are also other real people we know that are funny and say dumb things too. So we
on
could
both
go there.
sides, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Pretty much
makes-
everyone.
Myself, I find that sometimes.
It does make you realize, though, how many people work on a show. I mean, when you think about all of the writers, all of the production people, all of the cast.
Craft services,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
it's a huge, huge behind-the-scenes industry. And, you know, if I said something stupid and you all lost your jobs,
We're really
I
going to
feel
be mad.
although I've said stupid
surprised it
things,
hasn't
and
happened yet.
you're still here. But, you know, I hope that they find work. They're all
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
all great people.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
It's definitely the one part about this that's
Right.
hardest to, you know, forgive, if you will.
And
is that
strong
it-
female production team. You know, it was
Wanda
headed up.
Sykes was on
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of impact. That
But their talent will pull them through. I don't think any of us are dependent on one other person.
Good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. And hopefully we can see that happen. So Walmart is offering its employees a new perk, and it is a big one: affordable access to a college degree. America's largest private employer hopes that this new benefit will help it recruit and keep higher quality entry-level employees. The cost of college, $1 a day. Employees will be able to obtain an online bachelor's degree in business or supply chain management from 3 different schools. Listen to the list: Bradman University, Bellevue University, and the University of Florida.
Way to go,
Plans
Walmart.
are also in the works to possibly expand to other degrees. Can I tell you, as the mom of a kid heading off to college, how amazing this is? I mean, the University of Florida makes every list of phenomenal schools rankings.
This is great, and it's great for Walmart to do this, and for the people that work at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, college, I look back and think, wow, because I'm swimming. I've said it before, it's no secret. I am just swimming in college debt.
Right. You're
And
not alone.
I have looked at even in the past, I've looked at options where I could work for a company for a year and have them take care of my debt in lieu of like very, very little salary. But when you run the numbers, it can make sense sometimes,
Right.
you know? So this
Absolutely.
is amazing. I think this can
Is
help
this
people.
only an online degree? They're
That's the
receiving-
way they're starting it now. But
Okay,
honestly,
it's still degree.
a degree is a degree.
This can get people out of a rut that they're in
Absolutely.
with they have no rope to grab
Giving
onto.
them away. Yes,
Yeah.
there is now a way. And Walmart gets better employees because
Well,
these
sure.
are people thinking of the future, wanting to do their best to hold their jobs.
Well,
Or
and we're
even
s-
the employees that they have, it gives them something to strive
Yes.
toward now, which is what a lot of people need. Is just a goal or incentive or just something to make them feel
A
proud.
possibility.
And there's a
Yes.
lot of employers doing things along those lines. I also heard this morning that New Jersey is doing something similar to New York, that you can go to the state school for a low cost, and then you agree you stay there for a few years after to make sure that they retain their employees. But again, when college is going to cost $50,000 a year at some of these institutions.
At least.
At
and
least.
You're not even talking about living.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Living,
I mean,
you know.
anything helps.
If
So
Walmart's getting something out of this, I think it's still okay because the people
Absolutely.
are getting something out of this. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting
I'm calling
my
Walmart.
good feelings.
now,
I'll go shop more.
Right.
and it'll help kids that might not have wanted to work there for stigma reasons or whatever probably get over themselves because that is a big good reason to give back. Well, tennis superstar and new mom Serena Williams is back in action at the French Open, and she's making quite a fashion statement on the court. Not that she doesn't always, but she brought back the cat suit. She says this is for all the moms out there that had a tough pregnancy. She first sported her one-piece look in the 2002 U.S. Open, but she writes after this appearance that she had to try to come back and be fierce, that in the middle of everything, that's what this represents, and you can't beat a cat suit.
Oh, it
great.
shows everything.
Seriously.
Yes, there's no hiding anything. Wow, she looks great after
great.
just having a baby.
But from a sports aspect too, I mean, is playing in a tennis skirt easier than just playing in like a bodysuit?
I don't know.
But then, if you're digging for a ball or something, you don't have to worry that your skirt's going.
I mean, I guess
have no
there's
idea.
the comfort factor, but as Linda said, you got it all out there when you do that.
Yeah.
So.
Although you do actually in a skirt as well. You can see somebody's bare legs. So
Yeah,
I'd
but
much
you gotta
rather be
hold
in
your
a-
stomach in when you're in the castles. I don't know how you reach for a ball like that.
Well, good for her.
Probably actually like a wetsuit.
She's
It
done a
keeps you
lot for
contained.
pregnant and new moms,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
to own that it is tough and to get
done a
right
lot
back
for a lot
out
of
there.
people.
So
Yeah.
no, it's great. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, we're going to celebrate World Ocean Day with Moat.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Not as many storms today as expected, and most of the action right now inland pushing off toward the northeast. Quite a bit of rainfall near Fort Myers and stretching up along the northern portion of Manatee County. There's one lone cell there generating some lightning strikes at this point. But along the coastline, fairly quiet right now, although near Charlotte Harbor, some rainfall there. We had quite a bit of rainfall yesterday, and that rain has since moved on. Still a flood warning in effect. Minor flooding taking place at the Myakka River at the Myakka State Park, and not a big problem there at this point, but we could see some bigger storms inland for me. You can see from the forecast through tonight, showers and storms mainly inland. There could be a few morning showers overnight, but that activity not expected to be much. And as we head into Friday, looking pretty good, with generally mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies throughout the morning, and temperatures warming up into the upper 80s. We'll have much more in our forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
We are so lucky to live here on the Gulf of Mexico and share our ocean with amazing sea life. But it's up to us to protect the oceans and the sea life. Joining us now is Gretchen Lovewell, the Stranding Investigations Program Manager for Moat. What a great job you've got.
It is. Some days are harder than others when we see the sort of impact humans have on
Yes.
animals, but there's also a lot of rewarding days when we get to release animals or rescue them or help them. So
And you find some pretty strange things when you're rescuing these creatures, don't you?
we most certainly do. I brought a few of them today. This one is one of our favorite stories because it did have a happy ending, but believe it or not, we had a dolphin swim into this very large Speedo. He swam in this way and it wrapped around the body, and it was
Oh,
a juvenile dolphin, so it would have eventually killed the animal had we
Oh,
not
my
rescued it.
So keep your pants on in the water?
Right,
Is that
exactly.
the
That's
lesson to
not
learn?
funny,
and
whoever
they
took
shouldn't
that off.
come in all sizes. But
Maybe the dolphin stretched it out.
maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
think
go with
so.
that.
I
like
think
that.
it
I like that.
started like that. And this other stuff you found.
Well, in fact, this large bucket here is full of fishing line and this large hook that we just took off an animal yesterday.
That's a big hook.
That's
a big
Just so you
huge
can
hook.
see.
It was, we rescued a Kemp's Ridley sea turtle, which is actually the most endangered turtle. So when we are recovering these animals that we know are critically endangered and we're the reason that they're stranding, it gets pretty depressing. But we will hopefully be able to release this animal, rehab it. It's in a rehab hospital right now. So
Oh, that's
we're
a-
hoping for a good, happy ending. It's a little
Yes.
smelly, sorry, but
So you find tons of stuff all over our area, local waters, and the state.
yes, absolutely. And at Moat, we do take animals from throughout the state. So we'll bring in sea turtles from many other places, but all of this stuff came out of our backyard. So what Joey has here, that's a specific type of fishing line. A turtle was wrapped up in that, and then she was actually tethered off of Turtle Beach. We nicknamed her Love Bug because when we rescued her, we got swarmed by love bugs. Fortunately, we were able to release her 2 days later because she was otherwise very fat, sassy, healthy turtle. So we
good.
get a lot of happy endings. This one was not so happy. This was a turtle that was actually struck by a boat, but when we did the postmortem exam to see what was happening, we saw that it had ingested a plastic wrapper.
This is just the nutritional wrapper on
Yeah.
the side of a bottle.
You would think that's nothing, but it almost killed the.
Well, it was the
turtle.
boat strike, but these little pieces will break down. Back in 2015, we did a study. We had several baby hatchlings that made it out to the weed line and got washed back, and 73% of those babies had microplastics in their stomach and their
Oh
GI
my
tract.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it was alarming and appalling. We had no
Oh,
idea
yes.
that we would see those kind of numbers. We'd never had an opportunity like that, so it was a really unique
What
instance.
is that?
This is a fishing lure in line, and this actually came in a dolphin last year. And unfortunately, again, not as happy of an ending. This dolphin was dead when we picked it up.
Oh.
But this fishing lure actually pierced its esophagus. So just like if we were to get a hole in our GI tract, it killed the animal because they're.
It's tough. What do you say to fishermen? Because I mean, they do have lines that get broken and
Right.
left out there that you can't totally do something about. How do you work with them?
We try to do a lot of things. We give responsible fishing initiatives, and we try to work at the fishing piers to, remind people to recycle. Stow before you go. That's a huge one.
Okay.
Just some of the stuff I think just happens to get in the water. If you see dolphins or turtles around, pull your lines out. They're better fishermen than we are. And a lot of times the fish will take off.
So there was enough stuff out there to make art with.
Yes, absolutely. We have this amazing exhibit right now that runs through June 15th called Washed Ashore, Sea Debris, Art Awareness Through Sea Debris. And these are beautiful sculptures that are almost larger than life. I mean, there's a true to scale whale vertebrae made out of plastic bottles that were recovered, just washed up on the beach. So we get just I think it's a beautiful way to represent the impact we have on our local waters and overall. I mean, we see things that get washed in from the middle of the country.
That really illustrates the point.
So you are going to have a big celebration at Moat this weekend to celebrate and to draw attention to this, right?
Right, yeah. World Ocean Day on June 2nd. So people can come, they can get the last glimpse at sea debris and learn a little bit more about how we can help our local waters.
Yes, we've got to do that. We've got to pitch in and do something. Thank you so much. Join all the fun at Moat Aquarium this Saturday, June 2nd. It is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, go to Moat's website, moat.org. Next, we're talking competitive hot topics.
Great job.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly!
I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
Okay, here's a hot button topic with me. What do you think about participation trophies? You know, the concept that everybody deserves something in memory of the experience they had, regardless of whether you're first, second, or third. Remember when that used to be the way it worked? All right, so if awards are handed out like candy to everyone who's involved, does that diminish an award's value? If all you have to do is show up, does that mean the truly exceptional people are slighted? How do kids learn how to work harder and be better if everyone earns an award?
Well, I think a participation prize should go to everybody. It shows that when you're 5 years old, you played this sport, but then you get trophies for being outstanding. So it's good to look back years later and say, oh yeah, that's when I was in football, but there's a different trophy
But do you
for
need a
I was the
trophy
best.
for it? Like, if you want to do something that commemorates participation, can't, like, at the end of a certain game or a certain meet or something, there's, you know, an ice cream truck, or there's something that is fun that everyone who participates gets to feel something joyful and collaborative and group effort. But do you need more junk to have at home? And
50 years later, we're in my basement saying, oh, I won this when I was 10. I am not giving it up. And we did have stuff like that.
I had this at 10. Throw it out.
I get the commemoration, but I'll tell you what, it is never too early in life to learn that some people are better at things than others, because that is the way life works. That doesn't mean you can't try. You can have a most improved, but if Johnny hits the ball farther than everybody else hits the ball, then Johnny gets to be the best batter on the team and can be awarded that.
And if your kid's upset about it, you just teach your kid. You have to teach your kid things. What is giving them something?
Disappointed and not the best is one of them.
Well, when I was a kid, I played Little League, and I was as good as you can imagine I was. Not very, but they gave away 2 things at the end. You got a MVP trophy, Most Valuable Player, and you got a Most Improved. Those are the only 2 they gave out.
Great.
And one year I got Most Improved because I was so bad when we started. But I knew I was never going to get the MVP trophy, and that's fine. And when I got Most Improved, that meant the world to me. That was like an MVP trophy. If everybody had gotten one, it would have been different.
It wouldn't have meant as much. See, I blame parents, because what happens now is that somebody gets an MVP trophy and somebody else's parent whines that their kid didn't get it.
It's
constant. It never stops. So I don't know what's wrong with our parenting generation, but we all seem to
much
forget.
Deeper conversation.
We want our children to be happy, and we're so afraid they'll be hurt.
But that's too. I mean, I never got an award for anything. I was on all kinds of teams, and I never was #1. And it was, you know, you'd go out for ice cream later.
But maybe
makes your bath.
It makes you better because you know that, okay, I'm not #1, and if I want to be, I have to work harder.
Or I'm just not good at sports. Maybe I'll write.
That's the thing, is it might help you. It might help you find that thing that you would be the MVP at.
Good
you know,
point.
like you don't have to be great. We tell everyone, if you keep trying, you'll be great at everything, and maybe you won't. Maybe there's something that you are going to be exceptional at and make a big difference in the world if you go find that thing, not Little League.
And maybe you're not meant to be the world's greatest baseball player. You're meant to do something else,
And
like
also,
surgery
I don't like
or
that
something.
you have to get an award for something. Like, if you enjoy playing baseball, play baseball. Why do you have to be awarded for it? Isn't part of the award just enjoying the experience?
Well, and that's a good childhood
I think being outstanding.
Ice cream always, every day.
All right, so I found familiar friends with my participation issues. All right, coming up next, we probably won't get an award, but we're going to try hard, and we're going to get an art lesson from Art Center Manatee.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Well, we may just be at the beginning of summer vacation, but after a few rainy days, the kids are already beginning to get bored. Well, Art Center Manatee can keep kids of all ages busy with their summer camps, focusing on different art activities every week. Well, today, Angie Lucas is here to teach us about mosaic art. All right, so this is one of the classes that you offer as part of the camp.
Yes.
So tell us what mosaic art is. What does it mean?
Well, mosaic art is the art of taking pieces, which is called tessera, and applying it to a substrate, which is your base.
Okay.
It's actually a very old art form dating back to Mesopotamia, thousands and thousands of years ago. So it's, but you see it in modern applications everywhere. You maybe just don't realize that that's where.
Okay.
That's
It's a good use of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like art, recycling or upcycling.
Upcycling,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
All
that's
right.
one of the appeals to it, is that you can use found objects and old pieces of jewelry and
fun.
Nice.
stuff
Yeah.
into it.
So today we are going to aspire to make the coaster that is over in front of Stephanie. And this is an example of what the kids might make in this class.
Yeah, the emerging artist, which is ages 11 to 15.
Okay, and
That's what
11
they're-
is good because we're dealing with like broken glass in some
Right.
cases, so, but
Yeah.
all under good supervision, that's why
Absolutely,
you're here.
yes.
All right, well, we're trying to hit that, so let's start with the first step. What do you have Megan do?
Okay, so Megan's going to be scoring and cutting the glass using, this is a score, and you're just going to
Should
go.
I do this one or this one?
You can do this
The
one.
big one? Okay.
Yeah, so just actually have your hand a little bit more.
So it has a sharp
straight.
end to it?
It's got a little roller on it that scores the glass.
Like
and
a
you hear
little
that-
pizza cutter?
Yeah, you hear that noise?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
means it's scoring the glass.
Wow.
That's kind of cool.
Megan, she really trusts
I
you.
know.
And then
Okay.
you're going to use these, are called a breaker.
Okay.
And you're going to put that score line right in that center of the black piece
Okay,
right
should I
there.
So a
Yep.
safe way to break and cut glass.
Yes.
And obviously with
So-
supervision,
Obviously, yes.
I don't even trust
Right.
myself.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
I'm like, that wasn't
no,
as
that's
hard
it.
as I
We
thought.
won.
That's pretty
It-
easy.
it is pretty
Okay.
easy.
Wow.
And then the next part, we're going to take, these are just a glass cutter.
Okay.
And you're just going to, put a little bit in, maybe about to there. Yep.
Some pretty
And-
unique tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
fun.
Okay.
I can see why the teen set would like this, just because it's
Yes.
tool oriented and it's different.
And
you get
Megan's
to-
working on red glass here, but
Yep.
look, you brought a whole array of different types of
Different-
glass, mirrored and all different forms.
Because you can put sea glass and shells, gems. That's my bling, because things always need a little bit of
Yeah,
bling.
Linda's partial to the bling. All right.
And
Should I
so
keep going? We're good?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, all
And then
right.
so what I'm going to have you do now, Joey, is this is thin set,
Okay.
which it starts in this powder form, and you add just a little bit of water to it. Basically, you want it to be like peanut butter
Oh yeah.
consistency. And then what you're going to do is you're going to first put it on the surface that you're going to attach to.
Now you've made a pattern
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's very nice.
Is that something that you always do ahead of time, or sometimes can it be freehand?
It can be freehand.
Okay.
Am I
think
covering the entire?
You can just do a little corner
Just a
piece
little
of
area?
it. Yeah,
All right.
and it's going to have to be thicker than that, though.
Oh, see, I'm so
No, that-
thrifty with
no,
the
that
with the peanut butter.
It goes far.
All right.
All right. So then you can go ahead and then you're going to put this right on that corner, and
Okay.
now you've started a
Oh,
mosaic.
look at me. My coaster is ready.
Yeah.
I hope no one's getting thirsty because it's taking me a little bit of time.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So I would fill this in with all the different
All the
pieces, so I
different
could
pieces,
even
yep.
do something here or
Yep.
with one of the darker ones. All right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's how you get started.
Okay.
And you don't have to have a pattern, but you can.
They're
have
not
a
all the same
basic-
thickness. Does that matter? The drink
not
will be
really.
rotating all
Not
over.
really, because this one is on the corner, and this will
Okay.
fit like a glass fits right in there.
Okay.
So it doesn't, tip.
All right, so if I were to keep going, if I was a little faster, then we would be probably at Linda's step, right?
Right, so once you get all this stuff and the
I'll
thin
keep
set
going.
has set, which you can do it in about 20 minutes. I prefer to do overnight just because it gives it enough time to really,
By the end, how do
really
you feel about
stable.
Tuesday?
Yeah, you're right. So then the next step is we're going to have Linda do some grout, and yeah, so this is.
Can I just squish it down myself?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, so you're going to cover it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and you want to make sure you get it into all those little crevices in between. And we're using a sanded grout, which has it's got a little bit of a texture to it because it's got sand in it, which is when you have your grout lines larger than 1/8 of an inch wide, you want to use the sanded grout.
In tight here, I'm going to tilt that up.
This
so you
is
see
fun. You'll
so
love
you're
this
getting
part.
the grout in between the little pieces.
Linda,
there.
we're going to call you when we do our bathroom.
Yeah, no
Yep.
kidding.
Yep, and you can just spread it out.
So the quick set holds it, but this really
and it seals it.
keeps
Yeah,
it
it fills
okay.
in the lines basically,
okay.
and it.
Oh yeah, there it goes in now. It's going in.
Primer
Yeah,
coat.
it's covering
Yeah.
it.
Top coat. Yeah, yeah.
It is like grouting tile.
Yeah.
It is exactly.
Same
It's,
concept.
it's
and I
absolutely
like
the
That's
same
what
thing.
we're doing.
You know,
yeah.
you lead us through it, but there's room for creativity, which is cool,
Oh,
especially at that
absolutely.
age. You know,
Absolutely.
you want to know which rules you can break.
Yeah,
especially when it comes
and
to
the
art.
kids really, you know, they'll do flower pots, they'll do frames, they'll do birdhouses.
And
I mean,
let's
any surface.
Let's look at Steph. Now, Steph's step,
All right.
where is she?
So she's at the polishing point. After the grout has sat for about 20 minutes, is then you start just cleaning it off with a very damp sponge until you don't have any haze left on any of the pieces.
So I'm basically cleaning each little piece individually.
Oh, gotcha. And that's what makes it kind of shine and
Right.
get that
Absolutely.
nice.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. And we'll end up with the example. What I think we did
Yeah,
well.
and we're pretty close here. I need to do a little more polishing.
Yeah, it was your scoring, I have to say.
And you know what, Joey, you were asking about having a tippy cup. When Linda grouted, it kind of made an even surface.
Okay.
It kind of filled it in so that I don't feel like I'm going to have a tippy glass.
Well, and
This is so much fun.
this is just one
really
of the
is.
many
Project.
classes that you offer.
Right.
And you have classes for all ages. What age groups does it start at?
It starts at ages 4 and
Okay.
goes all the way up to 15.
Oh, that's great.
nice.
So we have our sprouts, which is our ages 4 to 6. They meet once a week for a couple hours, and they do all sorts of different projects. Then we have week-long camps for ages 6 to 10, and they're a different theme each week. They meet from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday.
Something for every age group. And then when the kids get really good at their mosaic work, they could do some of the pieces like what you've done on the bottom, which is really, really beautiful. We're not there yet, but we're on our way. Well, for more information about all of the camps at Art Center Manatee, you can go to their website, artcentermanatee.org. Coming up next, Megan has her mommy picks for toddler reading time this summer.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A local state of emergency has been declared for Lido Beach because of massive amounts of erosion. How local businesses are now starting to suffer. Plus, one of the biggest methamphetamine busts in Sarasota County history. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Josh Stone.
Okay, thanks so much, Jacqueline. We're looking at our radar and some activity taking place here. Not really along the Suncoast, other than maybe eastern, or should I say western Charlotte County, a little flare up there, but we have most of the heaviest storms well inland and out of our viewing area at this time. You can see as moisture is surging up from the south, but everything for the most part seems to be staying inland for right now. As far as our current conditions, well, it's a warm one, no doubt about that. 85 degrees, sunny skies, westerly, northwesterly wind at 11 miles per hour. Bob Harrigan will be back at 5 with more details.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There is nothing better than curling up with a good book, and that is something that kids can learn at an early age. Well, our guest host, Megan Greenberg, has a little one at home and a little one on the way. Yep. And you brought some great examples of books that parents or grandparents can introduce to their children.
Yes, and I've learned all books are not created equal, and you can judge a book by its cover. So depending on your kid too, before Arlo was born, I bought all these beautiful, beautiful books, and they do not work for a toddler. So we also don't curl up for a good book. We are in motion for a good book all the time. But these are some really cool things that are they can play with, they like. So if you have an active toddler like mine, it gives them something to do other than just you trying to read aloud and them being bored.
Sure. So let's start with the first one.
Yep, these are really cool. These are rocket science, optical science, general relativity for babies.
Wow.
And it's actually interesting that these are a little bit more reading to them, but there's little, balls to push, etc. So even though they're not really useful, they do get to interact, and then as they get older, you can kind of teach them as you go along. So it's just something fun for parents, and it breaks it down for people like me too. Who
I was going to say, I could read that.
So it's like subject for babies, whether it's science, relativity.
Yeah,
that's
and
really
I
cool.
think there's like 4 to 6 of these.
They're not bad words when the kids become a little older.
No.
Then hearing the word science or relativity, they're like,
Well, we talk about STEM. I mean, talk about introducing STEM at an early age.
But I don't think a baby would really understand that.
No.
But they'll like the
But they
feel.
will if you keep reading it to them. 3 years from now, they know that they'll repeat along with you. They know the book by heart, and then when they learn in school, it's not a foreign concept to them.
That's great.
Jellycats, I'm obsessed with stuffed animals. I've tried to force my son to be obsessed with stuffed animals. It's not working yet, but we do love the Jellycat series. So we have a bunch of stuffed animals at home. What's cool for Jellycat is they have a lot of books that go along with the stuffed animals. So like the I Know a Monkey, you get the little monkey as well. This is, where am I pointing? This way. Yeah. This is Maurice, by the way. And so, as he gets a little older, he starts to associate. This one talks about too, my monkey who doesn't have a name in here, so he can start to associate, like, this book is about my monkey, this is about Maurice, and you can write their name.
And then the fun goes on after the book. So
exactly, right.
That's really cool.
Okay,
we
now
all
these
know
get a little
one.
more interactive.
Yes.
So Eric Carle books are very famous. Everyone's seen The Hungry Caterpillar, and there's all sorts of things. They all have that kind of similar imagery. The artist always keeps it very same, but a lot of the books nowadays have things that are, as you read along, the animal makes this noise. That's the zookeeper whistles. That's an elephant.
I have that book.
Yeah. So it explains to you as you're going along what animal makes what noise, and then they can interact to find that. So the books are pretty and fun. These are his absolute favorite, the polka dot books, in which they are really just, it's like bubble wrap for kids. It's pretty much, if you push the little buttons on it, they make poppy bubble wrap noise.
Okay.
So fun for
that's so
adults
funny.
too, but he loves it. And a lot of the interactive ones, he just likes to sit in his room and do these
And
anyway,
touch.
because even if he's not reading them, he can interact with the
Yeah.
book and understand books are fun to have around.
I would do this all day.
Yeah.
All right, Linda.
I do this all day.
Linda's playing with the finger puppet.
These are
this.
fun. He's liked these since
It's
they were
a
a little
little
baby.
lamb.
And usually I can like poke his nose with it and he thinks it's so funny. So again, something that just
And
books
you can
are
come
fun.
on through, and we're telling a story about the little lamb.
And these are so cute. If you go to Barnes & Noble, they literally have like 80 different animals, from sea turtles to little
this one
dolphins
can't
to
be beat.
elephants.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that then they can start to act out. I used to do this as a kid. I would act out the new stories with
Yep.
those toys.
Yeah, it just becomes something. And I bring these to restaurants a lot because he just thinks it's fun to open and, you know, whatever. So That's Not My series have a bunch of different animals, and it's great because it can teach them about, you know, its tummy is too soft, its ears are too this. That's not my otter because my otter is this way, this otter is that way. So you're learning different parts of your body, different textures, and again, it's things to touch and scrape and rough paws, etc. Moving on.
It reminds me of like Pat the Bunny, though. Remember
Yes,
those books where it was a
absolutely.
three-dimensional aspect, but now they've taken it a step
Which
further.
we still have Pat the Bunny, and we have a lot of similar things that have furry
Again, all
animals.
touching things.
This is
Okay,
cool.
this is really neat. Explain
Yeah.
what's happening
So these
here.
they're called foticular books, and they're really beautiful because, yeah, as you move the book up and down,
You see the
it
penguins
lets
moving?
the animals.
They're walking.
Yeah, and what's cool, as your kid gets much older, probably, you know, 6, 8 older, there's actual scientific information in there about, you know, here's everything related to the polar bear. So it's something to look at when they're young and something to actually understand and learn and be interested in as they get older.
It's the bird
really
fly.
Bird, I'm fascinated by this.
yes.
We could just do this all
They
hour.
have ocean, they have safari,
That's
they
really
have
neat.
several different ones. These he loved, never touch a monster, a dinosaur. I think there's a few others, and again, he couldn't care what it's saying inside. But
But as soon as you say no, they're in.
Yeah.
Never touch this. Okay.
Right, and it's fun because again, he's so active. So these actually keep him on my lap, engaged for story time before
Yeah.
bedtime. That he'll sit and he'll touch this book for 10 minutes. So, well, maybe not all. He touches a lot of books over 10 minutes.
That's great, though.
And then lastly, these are really great. These are Montessori-style learning that utilizes colors, numbers, letters, and allows their fingers to trace the letters and gives an object
what a
that you
great
would
idea.
associate with it. And they're really pretty. I mean, they're actually
yeah.
like attractive books that hopefully will stand up to 2 sons.
Well, and I was going to say, these are really nice, thick board
Yes,
books. I
they
know
are.
the one thing you learn is that paper doesn't last with toddlers.
Yes.
So
No.
they're called the board books,
Yes,
grandparents.
none of these they can rip a
No,
page
these
out.
are all nice and sturdy. Great
These
collection.
Are great. Thank you, Megan. What a
you.
great list. And we will have this on our website, Suncoast View, so you can write all these down in time for when the child starts reading and sometimes before.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
My credit score was not that great. I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name's Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Okay, big day, Friday, June 1st, the beginning of hurricane season. And after last year, we know not to take it lightly. Join us for a special Friday at 7 p.m. Surviving a Hurricane. Everything you need to know to get ready for the season, including a live phone bank. Call and ask questions to all the professionals. We'll go over new evacuation routes, flood zones, new shelter places, and rules that you'll want to hear. Again, this is Friday, 7 p.m. right here on ABC7. You need to get prepared for the upcoming season. We're getting ready for the summer season in the kitchen with crop juice.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hi, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. How a fatal crash in Venice is reminding drivers to put the phones down and pay more attention to what they're doing behind the wheel. In first alert traffic right now, we're seeing traffic slow moving heading south on US 41 in Sarasota. This is between Bay Vista and Bee Ridge Road. Now let's get another check on the weather with Josh.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. We're looking at some activity on the radar. Most of this is inland and some very heavy rain down here in Lee County, and you can see even further east of that. So nothing really happening for us on the Suncoast. As far as our weather goes for right now, everything looking pretty quiet. Like I said, most of the activity is inland, but it's a warm one right now. It's 85 degrees. We're seeing sunny to partly cloudy skies. Humidity at 74%. Wind out of the west and southwest at 11 miles per hour. Bob Harrigan will be back at 5 with more details on your forecast.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, Suncoast companies work to keep college kids here to bolster our workforce. We'll sit down with 2 local CEOs to learn about this new initiative. Don't let summer travel wipe out your workouts. A fitness trainer keeps us in shape on the go with armbands. Plus, meet a State College of Florida student spending his summer in big places. And the new Art Ovation Hotel joins us in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're here with Karen from Crop Juice. What are we making today?
Today we are going to be making a great summertime cooling beverage. It's called a key lime cooler. Ooh. And as we all know, we all need to stay very hydrated during summer, but this is also very nourishing. So you're gonna see as we go along what our secret little ingredient is in this beverage. So it's gonna be kind of fun. So we're gonna get started.
This is healthier than the key lime pie we made yesterday.
I can assure you it is, yes. So we're gonna start with vanilla almond milk. So of course everything we do at Crop is organic, gluten-free, and vegan. So we're starting with the vanilla almond milk. We prefer to use a vanilla almond milk that actually has no carrageenan in it. Carrageenan, that's the hardest word to say. Very controversial ingredient in a lot of store-bought milks. Go ahead and put that in our blender. What is it? It actually is a food additive that gives yogurts and milks, the dairy-free milks, a thickening agent.
So look for that.
If I prefer, yes, we prefer carrageenan free. So read your labels. The next ingredient we're going to go to is maple syrup. So we're going to do 2.5 tablespoons of maple syrup. 2 of those, right? 2 of those. Maple syrup actually is high in antioxidants and is good for it's getting some love. And your sweetener of choice is your sweetener of choice. I prefer to use dates if we have the option. I go for food sweeteners, but you'll see in this recipe we don't blend it for very long, so dates would be lumpy and chunky. Yeah, wouldn't be good. Would not be good. So you did 2.5 tablespoons there. Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna go to 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. So a little coconut oil. Wow. Yep. We got the medium chain triglycerides. Great for the body. How it takes it in. We're gonna do 2 of those. And I'm gonna help you because we were talking about how that might stick a little bit. So 2 of those bad boys, level off a little bit. Okay. Yes, get it in. Coconut oil is tricky.
Coconut oil,
but we love this form of oil because it is so readily available and taken in by your body. It does great things for us, right? So we talked about that. All right, so on to vanilla. So you're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, which you're going to use that. You got it, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. One quarter, that's it. And then we're moving on to the lime juice. So all your lime juice is going to be in that whole container shot, of your lime, the citrus. And then our last ingredient, which is the secret ingredient into this in this beverage, I bet you'll never guess it, it's a Crop Shot. Joey, do me a favor and grab me a Crop Shot. One of your favorites, one of your absolute favorites. So the Crop Shot is ginger, turmeric, apple, and lemon. So we were playing around one day and I could not believe how much in here. I know. Not only for the sake of taste, we'll drop it in.
Well, and now we're getting our turmeric.
Yes.
And I struggle to get turmeric in me, but in here, I know I'm going to love it.
Yes, and in a beverage that's light and nourishing, and like I said, the anti-inflammatory power, it is crazy. You're not going to believe how much this tastes like key lime with that little shot in there with the lime juice.
Need your lid.
All right, go ahead, pop that on there.
Okay. I can't see the top. There we go.
Lock them in. All right. Really quick. Only 15, 20 seconds. That's it. You don't want to overblend, otherwise you'll start to cook it. You don't want to cook it. No cooking it, right? So, all right. So we'll do this. That looks pretty good.
That is the real deal, that blender.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, I don't think my blender cooks anything.
No, the Vitamixes are amazing.
I love them.
And they're making them more and more powerful every day. So
good. We're getting some.
Well, of course.
And is this on the menu now at Crop?
It is on the menu. Yes, this is one of our very popular summertime beverages that obviously, like I said, kicks in right about now. So
help us as we make choices when we come to Crop about what to order. What are the vegetables and the fruits that are truly hydrating for us?
Well, listen, any Any juice is hydrating and good for you. This is where we typically also switch over to our Coco Loco, another great summertime beverage at Crop. A lot of electrolytes,
crack it
your
open.
sodium, potassium, your magnesium, calcium. So when you're out in the summer heat, take care of yourself and hydrate, because I'm telling you, it is really, none of us get enough.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm in love with it, and I'm not a turmeric fan, so if you know you want to get turmeric in your body and have it taste amazing, go see Karen. Such a tough time of year on our bodies. Take care of your bodies, nourish it with the good natural ingredients at Crop Juice. Oh, you're double-fisted over there. Share the wealth. We love it when Karen comes to visit. Go see her at Crop Juice. Megan, congratulations to you and baby on the way. Take care of yourself as well. Everybody enjoy the rest of the day. Stay hydrated. Take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.